Never has the Xbox first-party game roadmap been bigger and more transparent than right now. It's insane how many announced first-party games are in the making, but that's not what this video is about. The Xbox Game Studio publishing arm is working with a lot of external or third-party studios to bring even more exclusive content and games to the Xbox ecosystem, and with that to Game Pass. And today we will have a look into all announced, leaked or rumored Xbox games that are in the making at third-party publishers in collaboration with the Xbox publishing arm. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Boxenberger, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with my latest video on all these secret Xbox games that are in the making at third-party developers. And while some of these games have already been announced, others have been leaked through insiders like Jess Corden from Windows Central, Jeff Grubb or the Xbox insider Globrille. And as always, I will link all the sources in the description down below, but of course, like with all leaks and rumors, take them with a grain of salt. But given that insiders like Jess Corden usually don't put stuff out that they haven't had a proper source on, it is worth looking at all these rumored games. But there's one last thing before we start. I want to ask you for a quick favor. If you enjoy this video, it would be awesome of you to consider to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. Okay, thank you guys, you rock big time, and now let's talk about the secret third-party Xbox exclusive games. I want to start with Project Dragon from IO Interactive. The makers of the Hitman series are apparently working on an RPG with co-op aspects, and given that the name of the project is Project Dragon, everyone assumes that this is a fantasy RPG. And while this definitely could be, I want to emphasize that project names do not necessarily have to match what is happening in the game. But given that many insiders run with a high fantasy setting, we assume that this is indeed the case. The game is still very early in production. The developer IO Interactive has released about a year ago their last game Hitman 3, and now they are working on at least 2 projects. We know that they are working on a new game based on the James Bond IP, which will be a typical multi-platform game, and the second project is this high fantasy RPG which is developed along with Xbox. We have heard that this Project Dragon is an incredibly ambitious project and that it is a dream game by some of the core developers at IO Interactive, and given that they have released high quality games in the past, I think this is definitely something Xbox gamers should keep an eye out. And then we have Contraband from Avalanche Studios. The makers of the Just Cause series have officially announced that they partnered with Team Xbox for this game. In 2021, they said that they partnered more than 3 years ago with Xbox to bring this co-op action adventure to life. So this game is really not that early in development. In 2022, this is at least 4 years in the making. The team working on that game is apparently at least 150 people strong, and I personally think that this Smuggler game, which is set in the 1970s, could even come out in 2022. This game is powered by the latest iteration of the Avalanche Studios Apex engine, and it's built to take full advantage of the Xbox Series X and S, highly implicating that this is a current gen only title. We know that gamers will explore a fictional world located in the southeast of Asia in the 70s, and that gamers will be able to plan out and execute heists in this game. I can't wait to see actual gameplay of this game. But moving on, just last week Project Suerte from Certain Affinity was leaked. 2 different insiders independently confirmed that this studio is working on a Monster Hunter style RPG. This game has been apparently in the works since roundabout summer 2020 and is currently scheduled for a release in 2024 with a reveal in 2023. This is definitely an interesting project. It would be the first big AAA title that Certain Affinity is going to develop on their own. Previously, they have been a support studio for multiple Xbox projects like Halo 2 and the Master Chief Collection, and now they work on a Monster Hunter style type of game. So we can expect big co-op online battles against giant creatures, and I think this is a cool thing because the Monster Hunter IP is definitely beloved by many. And given that we have enough ongoing live service games that are first-person shooter type of games, I would love to have such a looter-based co-op RPG. And apparently Certain Affinity is not only working on this game in collaboration with Xbox, they are also working on a new game mode for Halo Infinite. This is codenamed Tatanga, and this new mode is apparently a newcomer-friendly experience that is not as demanding as the classic PvP experiences. To be honest, that sounds to me like a potential co-op PvE game mode. I have seen people speculate about a battle royale, but I doubt that. We shall see. I hope we get an update on new Halo modes soon. Well, but let's move on to the studio Oxide Games. They work on a game codenamed Project Indus. This is a 4X strategy game with turn-based strategic elements. The studio is known for the strategy game Ashes of the Singularity, and the game is rumored to also include city building, empire advancement, espionage, diplomacy, warfare and other aspects. Windows Central compared this game to Civilization, which is interesting, especially considering Xbox's push for xCloud. This is a game that could work well on mobile via cloud streaming. Be that as it may, good strategy games are always welcome, and I would definitely pay attention here and see what this small studio can do with the backing of Microsoft. Another game that piqued interest of many gamers ever since it got leaked is Project Shaolin from Brass Lion Entertainment. That game is apparently a Wu-Tang Clan themed third-person melee-oriented RPG. Yeah, you heard right. A Wu-Tang Clan themed game is rumored to be in the making. It will feature co-op gameplay for up to 4 players. It will have a proper campaign that will run for dozens of hours with endgame content, and in classic RPG manner you will be able to obtain loot, weapons, gear and so on. And apparently Wu-Tang Clan themselves are involved in the soundtrack. And in a recent tweet from Brass Lion co-founder Mandy O'Hara that was targeted at potential developers that are interested in an upcoming unannounced RPG, we learned that it will probably have anime aesthetics. Okay, I got one more secret third-party Xbox project for you, and that is Project Belfry from Stoic Studios. This is apparently going to be a side-scrolling action game, but very little is known about that project. The studio is known for the Banner Saga, and the last game, Banner Saga 3, launched in 2018, so we really can't tell how far along in development that game actually is. It is rumored to be a side-scrolling action game / brawler that borrows from Dragon's Crown, and apparently it also has some sort of crafting and upgrading system involved. So we shall see what Stoic Studios has cooking up, but given that it's been 4 years since their last game, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about that game rather sooner than later. But with that, I already want to come to an end of this video. There are of course other third-party games in the making, like As Dusk Falls, which is rumored to be released really soon, or the game Ark 2 starring Vin Diesel, or one of my most anticipated games, Stalker 2. But since those games have already been properly announced and we have seen proper in-engine trailers or gameplay, I didn't want to include them here in this video, cause I don't consider them secret Xbox third-party games anymore. Be that as it may, there is no doubt that Xbox has a great first-party portfolio already announced, and even more unannounced first-party games are in the making. But this video was supposed to give you an idea that the Xbox Game Studios publishing arm is actually working on quite a lot of bigger and smaller third-party games exclusively for the Xbox ecosystem. The bigger ones definitely being the Project Dragon from IO Interactive or Contraband from Avalanche Studios, and I definitely can't wait to find out what those games will be. But we have also learned that smaller or indie games can provide some awesome gaming experiences, and so I can't wait to learn more about all these smaller rumored or leaked third-party games. One thing is sure, it has never been more exciting to be an Xbox gamer, and the next couple of months and years are simply going to be awesome if you enjoy video games. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can now become a channel member and get early access to my videos and custom-made badges and emojis that can now be used not just in the comment sections, but also in my brand new live podcast called The World of Gaming here on YouTube, which airs every Thursday 8 PM Central Europe, 2 PM Eastern, 7 PM UK or 11 AM PT. This is a podcast from and with the community discussing all the things that the world of gaming has to offer, including games, news and technology. But now, let me know in the comments down below, which secret Xbox third-party project are you looking forward to the most? Did I forget to include one in this list? And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching, I see you the next time, and game on!